Hello and welcome to Tech Careers and Money Talk. It has been 1 year since I launched the podcast, or 52 episodes. So I've done 52 episodes, and in honor for episode 53 that you can find live on the channel right now, I am doing this special video, which is 5 things that I've learned about money from talking to wealth managers, to talking to high net worth individuals, to talking to people that manage private family offices worth 9 figures. What did I learn about the money that you can take away as well? So these interviews have given me some new ideas, and they've also reinforced some things that I've already known. Let's start off with number 1, the ultra wealthy. And so when I'm talking about ultra wealthy here, these lessons learned are really going to be focused at, I've been studying people that have $10 million net worth or more and understanding how they manage money and how we need to do it differently. So the ultra wealthy focus more on buying assets than they do liabilities. And many of them follow the Robert Kiyosaki definition that an asset is something that is going to grow in value or is going to provide you income, versus a liability is something that is going to cost you money. It's going to be negative on your balance sheet more than it actually grows. And so that's important to understand, because over time, the more assets that you invest in, that is going to grow your net worth. Or if you're investing in income-bearing assets, that's going to create more income for you over time. But this is something that the ultra wealthy laser focus on, is assets over liability. The second thing that I learned is that having a portfolio thesis and direction is important to managing your money. In talking with a lot of technology employees who don't understand this, what I've observed is that they collect investments like collecting pieces of a car that they want to at some point assemble. But they haven't started defining what they want the car to be, what they want it to look like, what they want it to perform like or do. So they literally walk around with these car parts, these little bits and bobs. They go and collect these investments and then say, hey, why is my investment not doing this? Well, what you'll find is what the ultra wealthy do is they're defining what do they want their overall portfolio to do. What's the risk that you want it to have? Where do you want high risk? Where do you want low risk in your portfolio? And how do you want it to perform? And what are the assets that you want? So that's definitely starting with, let's define the car. Where do we want the car to take us? Do we want to be going over hilly, bumpy roads, like high volatility, high risk the whole time? Or do we want something that's, cruising on the streets with maybe, a little off-road excursion now and then? It's so important to define your portfolio thesis, understand what you want it to do first. That's a key lesson that I've learned. The third one, which is absolute gold, is wealth is built in concentration, maintained and managed through diversification. This is one that I see tech employees get wrong all the time. Running my private equity company, people would give me insights into their portfolio, and they would share that they would have 80%, 70, 50% in a single stock. That's not diversification, it's concentration, and it's not intentional. It's not that they're managing that, it's just, oh, my best thinking got me here, I'll just leave it. And then when those stocks get punished by 20, 30, maybe even 40% during some of the ups and downs we've seen over the last couple of years, they're distraught. But that's because the ultra wealthy, this is something that's been reinforced through conversations again and again. And this is where I'm relooking at my diversification and how I think about that. But you make it through concentration, and then you keep it and grow it through diversification. Now, that's not saying that you may not have a portion of your portfolio intentionally concentrated for a period of time to achieve X. And again, it goes back to having a thesis. There are people that have these very large portfolios. When I was interviewing Marco, Chief Investment Officer, there can be a portion of the portfolio that's very large for them, 15, 20% that is owning a single business. But that's very intentional, and the rest is then going to have some balance and diversification to offset that. So I'm not saying that all concentration in a portfolio is bad. It's just, are you doing that with intention, or is it you have no other thinking than what's get you there? So number 4 is the ultra wealthy have private equity in their portfolio. Right? They have, whether it's private equity investments in funds that give them access to businesses, private equity that gives them access to commercial real estate or other things, they have private equity. And many times it's because it's a counterbalance to the market. What I found personally is when the market goes down, private equity can go up, when the market is down, and you don't want to be divesting of those assets because they're growth assets. You can be getting income from private equity, and you can be getting asymmetrical returns, because there's a lot of places in private equity where people may have unfair advantages, but it's a private market. Also, the ultra wealthy realize a lot more businesses are going private. So understanding and knowing how to invest in private equity is going to be essential in the long term when you're thinking about multiple generations. And number 5, the most important thing is that all ultra wealthy individuals manage their portfolio as a business, meaning it's got a mission and a vision statement. It's got a portfolio thesis. It has a collection of the assets that it wants, ideas of assets they don't want. Just like a business, where do you want to grow your business? What do you not want to do? They run it like that. They have regular meetings. They're also very focused on owning. Ultra wealthy individuals want to be the CEO of that business. They don't want to be the bookkeeper. I've seen so many people in tech who outsource the CEO job. Oh, my financial advisor's got that. He has an idea. I don't really know. He's got this thing. So he owns the delivery of that company, that business, the results. And then they're at home going, oh yeah, I do my books. I do my taxes. I do my bookkeeping. So they're then, when you think about it like a business, you're down there. The ultra wealthy flip that. They're going to outsource the bookkeeping, make sure they're bringing in key tax professionals that, like a business, they have goals. They have, they will be hired and fired based on their performance, and they run it. But that is so important for people to realize that they run it like a business. So let me recap. Those are the 5 things, not 10, 5, that I learned. The ultra wealthy focus more on buying assets than liabilities. They have a thesis and a direction for their portfolio to move it forward. Wealth is built in concentration, maintained and grown through diversification. So they diversify. The ultra wealthy have private equity in their portfolio. And all of the ultra wealthy, they run their portfolio as a business where they are the CEO. So I hope that helps you. If you like this, please subscribe here. And then I also want to let you know we have our newsletter, Tech Careers and Money News, where you can get frameworks like this sent to your inbox every week on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central. Thanks so much.